How many shrimp do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. Hey, welcome back to Danganronpa Mauve. Why do people keep dying? Huh. That's a little odd. Why doesn't the killing stop? How much blood must be spilled? How many corpses must be trampled on before the mastermind is satisfied? Am I being arrogant for wanting an end when I've only lost 3 people in the first place? I must continue like this, keeping an eye on the slaughter, on the man behind the slaughter. Will I ever be able to reach a place where I can lay down my body? Miyuki. Miyuki. Oh, Miyuki, darling. Miyuki, wake up! Misaki is holding my shoulders. I think my knees are bent because her face is way above me. Yeah, it's true. Kizuki is dead. She was murdered. Oh, right, it was oh, I forgot it was Kizuki. Come on, you could have let me live in ignorant bliss. Man, I forgot she was the one. I loved her character, bro. And we have to find the culprit. And to do that, we all have to wake up. Got it? Dead. Kizuki, she's dead, and what should I say? My lips just won't move. I barely managed to nod. I completely understand how you feel. This is so horrific and devastating. I feel like I could scream and collapse at any moment. But we have to live. That's probably the path Kizuki wants. So please give me some strength. First, can you stand up? I gritted my teeth. No, that's not my legs. I nodded my head. No, how do I move my legs again? My trembling legs barely managed to get me up after a few tries. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm just fine. I'll try to be okay. Of course, there was no way it would be okay. Turning my head, I noticed more people than before. They seemed to have gathered to listen to the conversation. Miss Kizuki. Sadashina turned pale and collapsed to the floor, unable to continue speaking. Can someone tell me what I'm seeing isn't real? That it's just a terrible dream? Seems like he's able to continue speaking just fine, actually.
Sarashina! Sorry, this isn't a dream, it's reality. Finally, the second murder occurred. Wow, I had no idea so many students wanted to graduate. This teacher is quite surprised.
Then, one of us killed someone?
Well, I already know the entire process of the crime. I can't exactly lie and say someone was standing there perfectly fine and then suddenly died of a heart attack, can I? She was murdered. One of you took her life and you're just pretending not to care.
And we also have to find the culprit.
Yeah, you're quick on the uptake. So, you probably know what I've brought too. Snacks!
Monokuma pulled out a black file that we've all seen before.
The monokuma file. That's the second one. This time as well, the victim's estimated time of death, the conditions of the body, and any other noteworthy details have been briefly recorded. I hope you use it well in your investigation, and I wish you success. Fight!
Okay, I'll fight. Who am I fighting? Again? This thing again. I don't like this. I don't like it either, bro. It's okay. We'll get through it together. Digging through my friend's body and suspecting my friends too? I'm so sick of it. We have choice. We must if our lives are worth. I can't do it. No such thing as can't. You must. What are we doing? Impossible! Impossible! Please, stop! Stop it! I can't stand it! I can't! There's nothing we can do about it. From my perspective, it is a situation so heartbreaking that I want to gouge out my own eyes right away. But still, I need my eyes for the investigation. That's the only reason I need them. We have nowhere to run. We must move forward. The atmosphere was suddenly disrupted. Unable to endure this nightmarish reality any longer, some began to crumble. And that might include me. Me too. I can barely catch my breath by leaning against the bookshelf.
Let's investigate. There's nothing we can do about those who say they can't do it.
So, like before, we'll have 2 or 3 people monitoring the scene, and the rest of us can move around freely, right? All right, let's get started quickly.
You don't really care.
Well, there's no need to be sad. It's just that a person met their end in a place geographically and physically close by, that is all. Crying won't bring the dead back to life. Even if it's sad, we can't indulge in such sentimentality when we need to move forward.
Okay. Let's focus on the task at hand. If you can't endure it, it's okay to just stay still. So please don't push yourself too hard. For your own sake, and for the sake of others as well. For my own, and for the sake of others. For others. Man.
Since this is also one of the motives, if someone criticizes me by asking if my heart was shaken by something like this, I have no words to say. But that doesn't mean I really want to lose to Monokuma. I want to protect my remaining friends. Even though things are like this, they are the first friends I've ever made.
And one of your friends sliced your throat. How did you die?
Stop it! Why are you so desperate to go after Miyuki? It's been like this before, just clinging to Miyuki with your speculation and muddying the waters. Can't you just let it go? I'm sure I did this bit before. Are you that suspicious of Miyuki? Do you hate him that much?
Kizuki, oh, my best friend I've ever made. Oh, she's dead. Oh. There was nothing I could do for her, who truly cared for all of us. For Kizuki, who wanted to be my friend. Even the words of gratitude for taking my side. The words I hoped to convey at the right moment could ultimately only reach her lifeless body. If I had cherished her as much as she cherished me, I should have protected her. I couldn't take my eyes off her, even for a moment. Kizuki's death might have been my fault for failing to protect her. I could not become her ultimate friend. The ultimate friend. At least, this might be the last favor I can do for her. I turned away from the bookshelf and met her red eyes, already devoid of life. Even though it's painful, I can't turn my eyes away. Don't show me this again. Kizuki's body was located between the bookshelves. Her hair was a mess of blood. The carpet on the floor and the sleeves of her gown were the same. The weapon was very close by. A book stained with blood was lying beside her head. Judging by the blood stains on the front of the book, it seems as though she had been hit in the head. Really? While I was wondering what to do first, a hand suddenly came into view.
Take it. It's toilet paper.
Why is this?
Why else? We can at least do a simple fingerprint analysis this time. To prevent your existing fingerprints from being damaged or unnecessary fingerprints from being taken, wrap it around your hand when you need to hold something.
Right, fingerprint identification. Kizuki is dead, but that doesn't mean she left nothing behind. I again forced myself to look at the corpse. I swept up the hair, checked the wounds, and began to examine the body. There were quite a few drops of blood on Kizuki's clothes as well. The gown, of course, and even the suit underneath were visibly stained with a dark reddish color. Particularly on the gown, bloodstains seemed to be smeared and rubbed in various directions on the sleeve. Okay. Interesting. My gaze soon moved to the carpet on the floor. There were 3 or 4 books scattered on the floor, along with bloodstains. They were all in contact with the pool of blood that had spread from her head. When I lifted the book, I saw that the blood had not spread to the bottom of the book. Did the blood spread after the book fell? While I was absorbed in interpreting the clues, I felt someone approaching me.
Hey, how's the investigation going?
I decide to ignore him as much as possible.
I guess you've decided to remain completely silent now. How disappointing. Anyway, that's a pretty good point that you figured out the puddle of blood formed after the book fell.
That tone of voice makes me feel like he's seeing straight through me. It gives me the creeps. What the hell is your business with me?
Business? Business. Nothing like that. I said I'd help you investigate, so why are you so upset about that? Anyway, if we progress further, we'll try to find the sources of the books that are out there, and the answer isn't far away.
Chitanda then stretched his fingers above his head. Following the end, the top shelf of the bookshelf near Kizuki caught my eye. Certainly, there were a few books missing, leaving gaps on the shelves between them. She was trying to get a book from the top shelf and it fell on her head, killing her instantly. How heavy was that book? How heavy are the books you lift? I want to keep watching that anime. How heavy are the dumbbells you lift? It's a good workout anime.
Let me see. Call number. Yeah, I guess it definitely fell between these two. This is, of course, a very good clue. But someone truly insightful would probably be looking at something else. For example...
I'll take care of the investigation myself. You focus on yourself.
Fine.
Yeah, tell him, bro. Regardless of what Chitanda's intentions may be, from the surface, it seems like he's trying to help with my investigation. Actually, there was nothing in what he said that seemed false, and pointing out noteworthy aspects is not particularly a blameworthy action. But I just hated him. I looked up from the bookshelf. I looked up from the book and shifted my gaze. There was something noteworthy about the carpeted floor as well. The bloodstains around Kizuki's body. Even at first glance, it was clear that this bloodstain was no ordinary bloodstain. Given the scattered appearance, it seemed that the bloodstain had been smudged by bloodstain. It is clear that the culprit had done this, as the victim would not have rubbed this much blood directly after being hit in the head. But I just couldn't figure out the reason. It didn't seem like that kind of problem I could recall right away, so I decided to put it aside for a while. It's not too late to think about such things during the class trial. I picked up the book lying among the dripping bloodstains. Okay. It's kind of doing the investigation for me. It wasn't like this in chapter 1. It was a familiar book, a typical hardcover book format with a white fabric case and gold lettered characters. This is a Hope's Peak Academy graduation album. Judging by the blood on it, this was definitely the weapon. I held the weapon and looked at the floor. Sure enough, there were bloodstains there. Unlike other places, however, they weren't smeared sideways. It's important to divide the people properly. For now, I've assigned Justin and Kana to scene surveillance. I'll assign Tsubaki, Mikawa, and Tomo to fingerprint analysis. Tsubaki. Oh, okay. I was like, isn't she the blind one? Who's the blind one? She hasn't mentioned her. Even while I was examining the body from all angles, Misaki was, as expected, giving commands to everyone without exception. Me? Yeah, as the ultimate freeder, you can handle anything well. You'll be able to manage it just fine. I guess since I'm helping others, I'll try. Sure.
Wait. There's something I need to do before everyone disperses. First.
Wait, I have a question.
What is it?
That traitor who set a trap on the door to Tadaira's private room, is that the same as the culprit?
The trap? Right, that happened.
I want to see them as the same person. Isn't the possibility that there are two people who have been harboring murderous intent quite horrifying?
But in the end, isn't there no evidence?
Yeah, in the end, it's just wishful thinking. Even since that incident and this incident don't have much of a connection, I think the answer is to put them aside for now and think about it later.
Is that so?
While Tsubaki was disheartened, Chitanda once again brought up the words he had previously cut off by Tsubaki. Yes.
Anyway, you've all read the Monokuma file, right? I have a question about that.
No, I haven't read it. Oh, come to think of it, I forgot to read the file. I picked up the black file lying on the floor. The victim was Rika Kizuki, the ultimate zoologist. Her body was found in the second floor library. The estimated time of death was between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. The cause of death was a concussion. Death by concussion. Yeah, it looked like it was the corner of a book since it was a small circle on like one of her temples. There were 2 bruises on the left side of the face, and the wound on the temple is judged to have been fatal. No other significant injuries are visible.
Anyone remember what they did between 4 p.m. to 5 p.m.?
Then let's start with me. I worked out a bit with Tsubaki in the women's locker room.
Excuse me, can you describe the locker room?
Oh, Tadaira, you might not go there often. The locker room is equipped with simple exercise equipment like a treadmill and dumbbells. While I was working out in the locker room, Tsubaki came and asked me to teach her how to exercise. She asked me to teach her how to Dougie, teach her how to Dougie. So we ran on the treadmill together. That's cute.
From when to when was that?
I ran for exactly 20 minutes, starting from 4:20, nice, blaze it, p.m., so until 4:40 p.m. Isn't that right, Tsubaki?
Yeah, I definitely sprinted like my life depended on it, desperately hoping the minute hand would quickly point to 8.
8? You were trying to run from 4:20 to 8?
And before that?
Huh?
You need to tell us about your actions starting from 4 p.m. to 20 minutes later. Murder is perfectly possible within those 20 minutes, is it not? The same goes for the actions from 40 minutes to 5 p.m. The last incident happened in the morning when not many people were awake, so the alibis were not very meaningful. This case is different. It happened during peak hours when people were out and about while their movements were intertwined. A split second can determine who the culprit is.
Okay, I understand. So can I elaborate?
Wait! I concerned. Hard to remember.
That's right. There will be more detailed testimonies like this in the future, so wouldn't it be easier if someone wrote them down?
Why would we need to do that? Just remember. If you're curious, I can tell you later, so don't hesitate and just say it.
Right. There's nothing like the comfort of memories as a recording method. It's a bit annoying that I can't just show it to someone expecting them to figure it out on their own.
Do you guys have a different way of thinking? Like, you can just note it in your head? So why are you holding a pen and paper to record it?
Well, I trust your abilities, so I'll stop worrying. Anyway, I was in the locker room from the very beginning. Tsubaki came by at 15 minutes, and I started running 5 minutes later. After it was over, Tsubaki collapsed, and we spent about 5 minutes like that. At the 45-minute mark, we left the locker room and headed towards the diner together. I ran into Mikawa, who was carrying some luggage midway. Oh, that's right. We met on the stairs going up from the 1st to the 2nd floor. But before I even got down the stairs, I remembered that I didn't bring the towel I used to wipe off my sweat. So I parted ways with Tsubaki and went to the locker room, and suddenly I felt like working out again. So I kept working out until past the hour.
Yeah, it's exactly as she said. I've been in my private room since exactly 4 p.m. I went to the locker room where Misaki was, thinking I should work out.
How did you know Misaki would be in the locker room?
Misaki told you at lunch, didn't she? She said she was going to work out during lunch.
Oh, I see. Does anyone know how long it takes to walk from the locker room to the diner? I think it might be helpful. I don't know. I don't check the clock every day. I guess I'll have to check it again later.
What happened after Miss Tsubaki arrived at the diner?
Tadaira, Justin, Sarashina, and Shinano were already there, weren't they? When I asked, they said they were having tea time or something like that.
That's cute. Sarashina was there, so it's not as cute, but that's cute.
Hi.
Wait, Sarashina is the British guy. No, I thought it said Shitanda, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Since Mr. Sarashina was enjoying green tea and Japanese sweets, I brought out some black tea and Western sweets to offer you as well.
There really isn't any food that isn't available on this school. Wait, Shinano was there?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, if Shinano was there, it would be a different story. Because the clock function built into the video camera will show what time Tsubaki arrived at the diner. Really? I was recording at that time too. Alright, looks like I owe you one again. Can you show me? Sure. This guy is so afraid, bro. Poor guy. Shinano operated the camera's touch panel with trembling hands, and after that, showed the screen to us. The video began with Shinano opening the door to the diner. Huh? Why are there so many people here?
Ah, Mr. Shinano, welcome.
Whoa, I'm getting a quote now. What do you mean by that? The young master's side is all about Japanese sweets and green tea, while the young lady's side is all about sweets and black tea. Is this a battle between Western civilization and Korean culture?
Oh, that's not true. We both enjoy different desserts, so we're just offering each other our favorites.
Is this the kind of thing you call sweets? Another kind of pleasure for the mouth, then?
I'm glad you like it. How about some black tea?
The flavor is very mild, isn't it? Since the snack has such a strong taste, is this an attempt to balance it with the tea?
It's not exactly like that. Mr. Justin was the one who brewed this tea for me. Since I only shared a simple method, you might have found it a bit clumsy.
Not used to delicate work. I apologize.
That's so cute.
Yeah, I'm so tired. I feel like I'm gonna die. Huh? Why is this place so hot?
Oh, welcome. But why do you look like you're about to die right at this instant?
I'm not going to die. Am I? I ran for 20 minutes on the treadmill.
You finally decided to lose weight, Tsubaki. I'm so proud of you.
Stop talking nonsense. Give me a sports drink, quickly.
The whole thing with the exercise ellipsis is Kana's character trait. Are you trying to steal her signature move now?
Hand it over, I said.
Okay, repeat after me. Please.
Damn it, this is killing me. Okay, please, just give me a sports drink.
All right. There is a momentary sound of a chair being dragged, followed by the sound of footsteps. Soon, Shinano's arm extends from beyond the screen and hands Tsubaki a plastic bottle filled with blue liquid. Don't you just drink water after working out?
Whew, I think I'll live. This sports drink is so delicious. And I can drink this much. Do you think it's called a sports drink for nothing? What I really need to be careful about is...
Why are you looking this way?
Those are some nice desserts. They look so delicious.
Tsubaki, do you enjoy desserts too?
I like them, of course. What high school girl in the world doesn't like them? Well, Miss Mizuki and Ego might not like them. Anyway, I can't eat it now. I'm starting to get scared of getting on the scale. That's a shame. I know, right? It's been this hard since day one. I might die if I keep doing this.
Girl, you don't need to lose weight. You're like 3 feet tall.
Whoa, when did you get in? Yeah, I just came in from beyond the door. I heard murmuring sounds.
Somehow, this place seems to attract people. That gaze is a bit much, Kana. Why are you staring so intently?
I think I know why. Would you like something sweet?
Yes.
If that's the case, just wait a minute. I'll give you just a little bit.
Delicious. Sweet. Oh, but black tea doesn't taste good. It tastes like plain water.
We'll practice from now.
I'll explain it more clearly later.
Isn't Justin looking a bit more lively now? Normally he'd say, black tea, I'm not interested in that kind of thing.
Find myself in a situation, accompanying Tadaira, doing best to ensure both comfortable.
I'm really thankful to you for putting up with all my requests. I know I'm probably a hassle for you.
Not really.
Whoa! Wait, that's more Shina now. Whoa! There are a lot of people.
Ah, Mr. Mikawa, welcome.
New face.
Wait, sorry. There's so many voices.
New face.
You finished that huge cake in one go. Would you like some of this Monaka, Yatsu, and Yashuhasi too?
Yes.
You're so honest about your feelings and desires. Here you are.
This won't do. If this continues, I think I'll lose my patience and just eat it all up. Don't worry about that. I'll eat it for you. You seem to have some energy back in you. No, you're an athlete in the first place. Is it okay for you to eat like that? I just smash as many times as I eat. Seriously? I don't know what to say.
Like what? Smash the racket with a badminton thing? Is that what she means by smash, or just like smash a session on the treadmill?
If I stay here, I think I'll just want to eat more. I'll go back to my private room.
I think I'm done with my business. I'll excuse myself first.
Take care, both of you. Everyone was enjoying the snacks?
Yes, that's right. Are you familiar with them?
I've worked part-time at a cafe or tea house before, so I know how to make simple drinks. I'm not so sure about eating them, though.
Oh, that's great. How about having a tea party together sometime when we get some supplies?
Me? With you?
When the ingredients are replenished? What do you mean?
The supply was low. What you ate was the last one.
It will probably be available again after midnight. I guess we'll have to wait until tomorrow then.
But you're strangely full of life, aren't you? Has Tsubaki really absorbed your character?
That's unexpected, but it's a theory, a game theory we can't ignore. Did I get devoured?
I need a burp.
Did I get devoured by Tsubaki?
Let's just say you feel good after eating something sweet. It's a bit scarier when people suddenly change.
There is no difference. Saying words are hard to understand.
It's hard to understand. That kind of attitude ultimately amounts to self-justification for failing to understand others. Not good. Now that we had our tea and dessert, let's get up. Since we've rested, it's time to resume our investigation.
It is now 4:52 p.m. We've arrived at the diner 12 minutes ago. We've been here about 40 minutes.
Thanks for the recap, Justin. That's very helpful.
I need to clear dishes a bit. Just a moment.
Give them. I'll do it.
Oh my! Thank you.
After a while, there's a rattling sound. It sounded like Justin was clearing the dishes.
Accomplished.
In that case, I guess I'll have to make plans with Mr. Mikawa next time. I'll be looking forward to it.
I've received expectations. What should I do? I'm worried I might have just bragged about having some part-time work experience without actually being good at it. Am I going to end up being a burden again?
I think you worry too much.
Worrying about how you appear to others. Yeah, that's definitely important. For example, in my case, I may seem like a sleepyhead who only occasionally says strange things to others.
At least she's self-aware.
Is
it different in reality?
No, it's the same.
Then why did you bring it up so seriously?
I love these characters. The recording after that was filled with pointless conversation between Mikawa, Kana, and Shinano, and there was no further movement of them until 5 p.m.
That's everything. There's over an hour of video left after this. Is it real okay to just watch it up to here? The three of us chatted all the way until our 6 p.m. dinner gathering. Nothing much happened, so you don't have to watch. Were you with me, Kawan, the whole time? I thought you wouldn't be able to hold out and would have bailed.
I just couldn't get away from them.
I'm embarrassed. You got it all filmed.
That's not important right now.
Anyway, this video contains fragments of the people's movements spanning from 45 minutes to the hour, more than half of the entire episode. I didn't expect to get an accurate timeline, since most people don't check their watches this often. This will be a very good clue. Is it possible that the clock displayed on the screen is wrong?
There's no chance. During the video, when Justin mentions that it's 4:52 p.m., the clock at the top of the screen also shows 4:52 p.m., and the clock displayed on the shooting screen also matches the current time.
To begin with, the camera's built-in clock is set up so it can't change in the settings. If it matches now, it probably did in the past. I'll have to be sure. Can I have that camera? Here.
Ego took the video camera and played around with it for a while.
Wee! Yeah, it's definite. Here, take it. But when I inspected it closely, there was a video that was taken before that video. Even the thumbnail was a library scene, right? What? There's a video of the library? I was going to say
I've gone into the library around 4:30 p.m. before.
What the heck? 4:30 p.m. What the heckity? What the heck?
Sorry, I didn't even mean to say it that time. I have to say it again, though, to read the line.
What the heck? 4:30 p.m. is exactly in the middle of the estimated time of death. Why are you only telling us such important information now?
Because you can tell when you see it.
What?
Shinano immediately played the next video and turned the screen towards us.
4:30. Isn't that amazing? Just by mentioning these names, I became an alumnus with these great people. I accidentally brought only the 59th class album, but I'll catch up later and just bring them all at once and take a picture.
This video was taken while walking. The background is a hallway near the stairs of the first floor of the school building. Shinano continues to talk about the 59th class as he walks towards the library. What's up, brother? Finally, he reaches out his hand, pushes open the library door. Oh, and goes inside, and she's already dead, isn't she? Shinano placed the book he was holding on the return cart near the entrance, then turned and walked back outside. Oh. Is that the end?
Yeah, that's all I've captured. I don't remember anything else that wasn't captured.
This alone doesn't tell us whether Kizuki was dead or alive at 4:30 p.m. When you turned your head, I caught a glimpse of the bookshelf, but I didn't see any clues like Kizuki or bloodstains. In other words, it's impossible to know whether Miss Kizuki is still alive deep within the library or whether she's already been murdered.
If she was alive, wouldn't there have been some kind of sign? Shinano, you didn't hear anything?
I don't think I heard anything.
So, it's still uncertain then. Worthless as evidence.
I would like to point out something a little different.
Huh?
What is it? The book Shinano put in the library in the video. Isn't that the weapon? What? Yeah, now that I think about it. No, wait. This yearbook has a ton of things that look the same. If you think about it calmly, you can't necessarily think of the album Shinano brought as the weapon. No, you're incorrect. Check this out. Jumanji picked up the weapon without hesitation, with her hand wrapped in tissue, and thrust it toward Misaki. So, do you see what's written on the spine of the book? It says 59th class. That's right. There, watch the video again. Pay attention to the spine. Alright, let's see. Shinano then manipulated the camera for a moment. Ah, I see. It's definitely clear. Misaki then turned the camera screen around and showed it to us. Although it was only a few frames, the numbers 59 were written in gold on the spine definitely caught my eye. I stopped by the library around lunchtime today, and it caught my eye. Since there are so many famous people among the graduates, I thought it would be possible to record a reaction video or something while looking at them. But while I was taking the pictures, Kizuki ran up to me and scolded me, so I grabbed one of the albums that were scattered on the desk and ran away.
Kizuki was in the library at the time?
Yeah, Jumanji wasn't there. Maybe because Misaki sent her back to her private room. I figured no one would notice, so I started taking pictures. It was so quiet that I didn't even know Kizuki was there. It seems like Kizuki started investigating here long before dinner time. And then she was targeted by the culprit.
I hoped it wasn't solely because two people who investigate became unable to do so.
So, if that's the case, that album has been in your hands since 1 p.m.? Right, there are videos showing how I returned it.
Wouldn't it be worthwhile to question the evidence? Perhaps, for example, by disguising the text by exploiting its obscurity. It doesn't look like it. Gold leaf hard to come by this school.
I think so too. The letters are gold-leafed, so they sparkle and are clearly visible. And the letters are written in a neat, square format.
I see. Then I won't make inquiries about it.
Then, the weapon would have arrived at the scene after 4:30 p.m.
The crime occurred after 4:30 p.m., so that makes sense. The estimated time of death has been reduced by half.
Progress. Easy. A little disappointing. Disappointing? What are you talking about? It's even better if things go well.
Usually, you can pause freely in investigations. This one has just been one straight line.
If it could be easily resolved, I would regret the effort I put into being nervous.
You don't look tense to begin with, do you? It's no different than usual.
Not really. I'm super nervous right now.
Sorry, before I can save, I gotta fill up my water. Tsubaki and Kana, man, their voices. But it's interesting to see that Kana is nervous. I mean, she never lets it on. She never lets on? Is that the word? I said that and it sounded wrong. She never shows her emotions. Okay. Anyway, let's take turns telling each of you what you did from 4 to 5 p.m. I already did it, so who wants to start?
Do we really need to discuss every single time period? Since the estimated time of the crime has been narrowed down to 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., I think it would be sufficient to limit the discussion to that time period.
Even so, there's always a what if. Also, wouldn't it be easier to understand the context if we talk about past actions comprehensively while the memories still remain?
Is that so? Then I concede.
Since I stopped mid-sentence, let me continue. I don't think I need to say anything since leaving the diner at 4:50 p.m. was caught on video. After that, I went to my private room and rested.
Is that the end?
Yeah, that's it. I can't prove it because I haven't met anyone.
Me? I rested in my private room for a while, then went to the library and returned a book at 30 minutes before the hour. After that, I rested in my private room again, then went to the diner at 45 minutes and stayed there until after the hour. Both will be proven on video.
Not possibility of manipulation for that. Acknowledged.
In my case, I was in the diner for 15 minutes. Oh, excuse my belch. Lately, I've keenly felt my mind and body aren't quite up to par, so I was enjoying tea and snacks as I usually did back home. I stayed in the dining hall for the rest of the day. After, at 50 minutes, I emptied my teacup and left. I returned to my private room immediately afterward and never left again. When I entered the diner, Miss Tadira and Justin were already there. My exit was captured on video, so it won't be difficult to prove.
Yes, Mr. Sadashina's testimony is entirely true. Mr. Blade and I were in my private room for up to 10 minutes. After that, I took a short break and was thirsty, so we arrived at the diner at 12 minutes and had a glass of water. Then Mr. Sadashina arrived and we had a simple tea party.
2 people in the same private room? What were you doing?
He's her guardian, bro?
I practiced the cello, but is there a problem?
Her words true. I stay still while she plays.
It was recorded on video that we left the diner at 52 minutes, right? After that, I just walked down the hallway. I felt a little uneasy because it felt like I was playing all day. But then I ran into Mr. Shitanda in the hallway. I don't remember the exact time, but...
It was 45 minutes. I always live by looking at the clock.
Yes, it was probably around that time.
She does have to trust his word here because she can't see the clock.
Since Mr. Shitanda asked a somewhat rude question, Mr. Blade and I went into the nearby AV room. We were there until the hour.
Rude question?
He asked about her disability.
I was curious about echolocation. It's amazing that humans can distinguish objects using the same mechanism as bats.
Mr. Shitanda, during the last trial, you accused me of being the culprit even though you knew it was different from the truth. Still, if you asked politely, I would be willing to give you some information, even if it was brief. But I had no choice but to avoid answering because it seemed like you were just looking at me as an object to satisfy your curiosity. I hope you understand. That's turning into Mickey Mouse. I hope you understand, Shitanda. I'm Tadira, and I play the cello.
So that's how it was. Maybe I should change the way I ask questions next time. Oh, is it my turn now? I was in a private room until then.
A private room? You mean your private room, right?
I was in a private room until then and started the investigation at the store around 27 minutes in. But Tomo came in after, at 30 minutes. I wondered if I should have left my spot, but Tomo brought up an interesting question, so I stayed until 53 minutes. And Tomo said he wanted to go back to his private room, so I went out and I ran into Tadira and Justin in the hallway.
And then you were rejected by Tadira?
Yeah, Justin was holding me back pretty hard. It was a shame.
Brother,
Unable to give up, so I followed them into the AV room. They didn't seem to have a good reason to stop me from tagging along, so they just let me. It hit the hour right on the dot after that.
It's true. He followed us to the AV room. He didn't leave.
He kept following us around until the evening gathered, so he ended up leading the hallway and practically shoving us into the diner.
That time, you two stopped by the diner for a bit and then left right away. So I was wondering what was going on. So that's what happened? So the three of you were together until 6 p.m.
That's probably how it is. He was like a leech that never let go for a single moment.
Yikes! Critical hit!
You've been following her around for a while now. This could easily be called stalking, you know. Please refrain from doing that next time.
Impose sanctions starting next time. Now, move on with warning.
I'll be careful.
Since my name was mentioned, I'll speak next. I took a short break in my private room and then went into the warehouse 20 minutes later. I probably remember Miss Ego and Mr. Mikawa, who were in the warehouse at the time, right?
Yeah, that's definitely true.
I figured it would be okay to leave the warehouse and search to you two, so I returned to my private room without even staying for a minute. After that, I sat in my private room, pondering where to investigate for a bit, and then headed to the store. This is exactly as Mr. Shitonda mentioned.
Did you mention you were together until 53 minutes?
Correct! After that, I returned to my private room and stayed there until the hour.
It seems like the person whose name was called is about to step up to, as the next batter. Next up is me. Was your name even called? I wandered around the classrooms on the first floor until about 10 minutes, and then moved to the warehouse at about 12 minutes. And then I ran into Mikawa, who was already there. Oh, that's right. I lost all my mono coins, so I was searching everywhere for new ones. Since he said he couldn't reach high places, we were talking, and the idea of bringing a ladder from the library came up. So that they took the stepladder. So Kizuki couldn't. Is that her name? The one who died? She couldn't reach the books on the top shelf. So the ones that are all the way at the top that are missing weren't from her. And if the ladder's gone, it would have had to be somebody tall. Anyway, so just the two of us went to the library and got a step ladder.
Wait, what did you say? Did you say you went to the library?
Yeah, I remember the time exactly because I looked at the clock when I entered the library. It was 4:18 p.m.
Isn't that a really important fact?
It is important, but since the investigation began, there was a torrent of equally important testimony, so I was just going to say it when it was my turn. Did you two go into the library together then? Did you see anything special? Sadly, it is similar to what Shinano said. I only took the stepladder and didn't really look closely at the bookshelf. I couldn't even check if Kizuki was alive or dead. Me too. I just carried the ladder out as carefully as possible. If only I had seen something more back then. It could have been a crucial clue. I'm sorry, everyone. It's all my fault. No way. Who could have predicted this would happen? It's not your fault. Sorry, I've been thinking. Because Kizuki did need the stepladder to get up places, but she did mention specifically that she would return the stepladder to the other place, wherever it's usually located, so that if other people needed it, they could use it. So I guess it's still possible that she could have been alive at this time.
It seems like the fact that the scene was located deep inside was quite a disadvantage.
It's a bit funny how many people came to the scene, but not a single person saw anything. Anyway, after that, I returned to the warehouse and continued my investigation using the ladder. Around 20 minutes, Tomo came in. I'll skip mentioning that he left right away since it's already been said. Then at 45 minutes, Mikawa went out, saying he was going to put the ladder back, and I continued to search the warehouse until the clock hit the hour. Yeah, after that, I put the ladder back in place and then went to the diner. But I don't know exactly when.
The moment you break up with Ego, the quality of your testimony immediately drops. Ego remembers and testifies with minute-by-minute precision.
I'm sorry. No, you don't have to say that.
Huh?
Tsubaki and Misaki just finished working out and left the locker room at 45 minutes, right? we definitely did. And in Shinano's video, Tsubaki opens the door and comes in at 47 minutes. That means it takes about 2 minutes to walk leisurely from the second floor to the dormitory building. Mikawa also said that after breaking up with Ego, he went straight to the library and put the ladder back, so it must have taken a similar amount of time. In other words, Mikawa arrived at the library at 47 minutes, and Mikawa also appeared in the diner footage at 49 minutes, so my assumption of 2 minutes is correct. And according to what Misaki said earlier, Mikawa was carrying luggage. If you think about it together with the testimony just now, didn't she witness Mikawa moving the ladder? Yeah, that's right. I don't really go deep into the library, so I never thought that would be the library stepladder. Misaki and Tsubaki left the locker room at 45 minutes and arrived at the diner at 47 minutes, leaving the warehouse at 45 minutes. It's most natural to meet Mikawa halfway to the library, right? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm satisfied. You're right, Miyuki.
Again, that tone, as if you already know everything.
This is a misunderstanding. I don't even have a clue who the culprit is right now.
So, along with Ego's alibi, Mikawa's alibi also ended up becoming testimony.
No, Miss Ego said she ran into Miss Mikawa in the warehouse at 12 minutes. In other words, his movements from before the 12 minutes are shrouded in mystery.
Oh, right. I accidentally overlooked that. From up until 12 minutes, I was just in the warehouse the whole time. I didn't run into anyone.
So you're saying that you can't prove it? I understand.
So, who hasn't proved an alibi yet? Miss Kana, Miss Jumanji, Mr. Miyuki. That's 3 people. Will you tell us?
I stayed in my private room the whole time, and then suddenly I wanted something sweet, so I came out and went to the diner.
Yeah, we know.
When I went in, everyone was already eating something delicious, so I ate with them. That's already in the video. Is that the end? Yeah, the end.
Then you were in your private room from 4 p.m. to 4:48 p.m., then arrived at the diner at 4:48 p.m. and stayed until 5 p.m.
I should say this is easy to understand, really. It's simple and easy to memorize.
Dude, earlier they were mentioning, like,
Shouldn't we write this down because it's gonna be hard to remember? And then it was like, no, just remember it.
I should have been writing all this down. That was a note meant for me, because this is a lot of information about specific times that I'm gonna forget by the next time I play. My turn. I was asleep. You were sleeping? Yeah, originally, I was going to research at the library as usual, but Leader Girl sent me to my private room. To be precise, I persuaded you by asking if you weren't tired. You moved on your own will, and I didn't use any force, right?
Then you don't have an alibi.
Indeed. I took Misaki's advice to rest and went straight to bed. Obviously, I have no alibi. Because of that sleep, because of a little fatigue, I let the culprit's grasp reach Kizuki. If I hadn't followed Misaki's words, this might not have happened.
To think you both slept through all that. It'll be difficult to figure out what happened, which puts us at a disadvantage in finding the culprit.
So does this end with the alibis? Jumanji, you remember them correctly, right?
No. Does anyone have a pen and paper right now?
What?
Pen and paper. Do you have them? I have. Mikawa, rummaging through his pockets, took out a notepad and a pen. I always carry it with me. Give it to me. Mikawa handed Jumanji what he was holding. Jumanji began to write something down in one stroke. Everyone was so overwhelmed by the powerful hand movements and Jumanji's pitch black eyes that they didn't even blink. A moment later. Think everyone can figure it out now? Jumanji tore off the notes she had written and showed them to everyone. Ah! 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 It's scrolling! Oh man. Oh man. I didn't know I was gonna have homework. Yeah, there's nothing that contradicts the facts. We can just believe it as it is.
Oh, that's a great ability.
I remember every single book I've read so far, down to the last letter. This is a piece of cake. To be honest, I had a hard time keeping up with the story from the middle on, so I was very happy with the summary Jumanji provided. Well, watch whatever you want. Just so you know, I'll always remember. But I don't think we can be completely optimistic about that. Why? I think I know why. Even if we limit the time of day when the crime can be committed to 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., the number of people claiming a perfect alibi won't decrease significantly. What? Really?
Shall we look at some examples one by one? In Ego's case, Mikawa and you could have gotten a ladder, moved to the diner, came out of the warehouse, and killed Kizuki. Kana had an alibi from the 48-minute mark, so there was plenty of opportunity in the 18 minutes before that. Kizuki had no alibi after 45 minutes, and Kuzo had no alibi after 45 minutes, and since the locker room is close to the library, it's possible even Sadashina was alone starting from 50 minutes. It might be cutting it close, but 10 minutes is enough time to escape after the murder. Shinano, you also have a gap in your record from 30 to 45 minutes, and Jumanji, well, that's a whole other story. Tsubaki went back to her private room at 50 minutes, so it's the same as Sadashina. Tomo went back to his private room at the 53-minute mark, so it'll be pretty tight. Still, it's not completely impossible, right? Mikawa went straight to the library at the 47-minute mark, although he arrived at the diner right after at the 49-minute mark. If it took less than a minute to commit the murder due to luck, it might just somehow fall within the margin of error. Miyuki, you're no exception either.
So, the people whose alibi are proven.
They were always stuck together like glue. Tadaira and Justin. And then there's Tomo, Tadaira, and Justin. The three of them are protecting my actions. Only those three. What?
I don't want to jump to conclusions, but the fact that you're so assertively claiming that your alibi is solid makes me a bit suspicious.
What kind of ignorant nonsense is that? Witness testimony and the summary don't lie. If you don't understand, read it again.
What this guy said is true. From 30 to 53 minutes, there are eyewitness accounts from Tomo, and from 53 minutes to the top of the hour from Tadaira and Justin. Then, there's no room for doubt, is there? So the number of suspects has decreased from 13 to 10. That's still a lot. We have a long way to go. We tried to match the alibis, but I guess I should say it's better than the last incident where we couldn't reduce even one person. Anyway, I'll keep this note. If anyone doesn't remember the details of their alibi, please let me know. And thank you so much, Jumanji. I'm indebted to you. Yeah, I thought she loved it when people thanked her. Jumanji once again wore that satisfied expression I've seen before. Even in this situation, was it really that nice to hear praise? So, have we heard all the testimonies? Now, let's begin the investigation on our own. As I've said before, I'm counting on all of you. Let's do our best to survive one more time. I wanna celebrate, oh yeah. You okay, Shinano? Yeah, we have to live. Let's all hang in there. Everyone is mustering their strength, even if it's forced. Despite looking like we could collapse at any moment, we're gritting our teeth and getting back up on our knees. I must not overlook their efforts. No matter how painful it is, no matter how much it feels like I'm going to die, I have no choice but to survive. Don't show me her again.
This is also one of my motivations, so if you criticize me for being swayed by something like this, I have nothing to say. I really hate losing to monokuma. I want to protect the friends I have. They're my first friends, poggers.
Kizuki's face surfaces in my mind once more. Looking back, I think her face showed not only anxiety, but also a determination to overcome the situation. She may be fragile in many ways, but she would have had the confidence that her heart would not be swayed by anyone. And there she was, right in front of me. Why do you think so much? It's a good habit to reconsider things. No, I still have too many thoughts. My only duty is to ensure everyone's survival and to atone for my own sins. There is no longer any room for dwelling on what has already passed. I bit my lip and started moving my body. For everyone, including Kizuki. I should move. Suddenly, a shadow crouching in a corner of the library caught my attention. As I approached the object in question, I could see that it was not a shadow. It was the Gakuran. You mean Shitanda? Yep. What is he doing? I should talk to Shitanda first. You're letting me? You're letting me? Thank you. All right. So you're telling me that wasn't the investigation. Cool, cool. Time to start the investigation next chapter then, I guess. All right, I will. Man, that was long. Oh my gosh, their voices are a lot to do, but this is so fun, man. I miss Kizuki already. It's not fair. She was one of my favorite characters in like any Danganronpa game I've played. I mean, not Danganronpa as a franchise. I'm sure that's not a truthful statement, but like Fanganronpa games for mother and father. That's what it means. Fangans. I like the term, don't you? She's one of my favorites. Like, I love how they actually like incorporated so many characteristics into her. Like, she's a short little girl, she's albino, and she like has poor vision, and she's got allergies, and like everything was like stacked against this girl, but she was always so sweet and determined, and now she's dead. So, thanks, game. I don't really know who it is. Like, all that information is a lot to unpack right now, and I'll go over it again later in my next playthrough so that I can catch myself up on things. But for now, I don't know who it could be. I don't know. And I'm afraid to know, because it's gonna be another character that I like. I just know it. Thanks for watching. Like the video, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. And if you would, have a good day for me, okay? I'll see you in the next one. All right? Peace out.